doing questions and answers with Nunu. If you have a question, a burning question for Nunu, pop up your hand.
I'd like to know, from your opinion as a brand, where would you like to see the fashion go in regards to becoming more popular around the world?
You mean the Lolita fashion? Yeah, I would like to see like all over the world. Like it's good to have more friends and overseas, right? I'm very happy to come here to Dublin, meet lots of Irish Lolita friends and lots of European friends. And I already met like some of friends, like some of Lolitas. I met another event before, so I hope like all over the world. Yeah.
Can you tell us, I think a lot of people don't know like how much effort it actually takes to make a print, from like the design to the printing process and how that's done?
Usually it takes like 2 months, and sometimes it takes more. Like, for example, this mermaid, this is not mermaid. This moon dress took like only like 2 minutes for being designed with all of the, well, it's very simple, doesn't have any much thing. But mermaid took a really long time, especially like their story, we don't know, like the skeleton dress was taking only an hour because the illustration was getting really popular, so it really pops in my mind really quickly. But I think it depends on the design. So yes, it depends on the time, depends on the design, and then yeah, like that.
So my question is, a lot of your dresses are based on fairy tales, and what's your favorite fairy tale?
Ooh. That's a hard question. I think I like sad stories usually. Yeah, so my favorite one is Little Mermaid, absolutely. But I got a lot of inspiration from musicals and some of the novels, and I would like to do more opera theme of Prince also. So we'll see.
I just wanted to ask, how did you personally, how did you get started and discover Lolita fashion?
When it was back 1998 when I first know the Lolita fashion. It was because of the Mana. We all know who this Mana is. Mali Spizer. I was the one of the fan, and I just figured out their badness just disappeared, just broken, and I was sad. But I figured out Mana is doing the gothic, elegant Lolita fashion, the moine moitié. So that's how I started to know. And at that time, there's still a lot of Korean indie brand was exist, so it was easy to go to inside of the Lolita world. At that time, lots of Lolitas in Korea call each other Hime-san or Hime-sama. Like, you are Hime-sama and Josephine is Hime-sama. We don't call their name, just calling them Hime-sama. It was kind of like strange, but that was how we started. Yeah.
And my question is, in your design process, which comes first, the print or the cut? And what is your favorite dress cut? Which do you think is most flattering?
It depends on the design also. That's like, for example, like Phantom of the Opera, the Angel of the Music was, I designed the print first, and the dress cut was kind of like awkward when I made it first, so we just banded it and just made another sample, and that's what's getting really popular one, and that's one is the, you guys know. And their story, the skeleton dress, was I made the bodice first, and then I was like, what kind of them? Okay, it's by skeleton illustration is already popular, let's put it that. And like that was the dress that I made. So I think it depends on how that I got the idea first.
Sort of to follow up the question I asked just now, what do you think the difference is between, like for you in your personal experience, like what's the difference between Lolita fashion back then when you first started and Lolita fashion now?
I was kind of like tomboy at that time. I was like having really short hair, and I was like, I like pants. Why girls need to wear skirts? No, and it was kind of like that. And if I want to meet like the past me, I'm gonna punch you. Like, no, you're gonna wear only skirt, and that's what we do. Like, kind of like that. Yeah. So I'm kind of also like shocked how much I just changed my mind, but when I wrote something about on my Facebook, I saw lots of girls like agree with kind of like that. Yeah, I used to like pants. I don't like pig, but I like pig. Like I think lots of Lolitas have that kind of experience also. So I hope that is a good answer.
Hi, when you're not wearing Lolita fashion, what kind of fashion do you wear?
I usually wear daily Lolita. I only wear Lolitas. Lifestyle. Yes. Lifestyle.
Hi, so like what sub-style do you like wearing best then? Like sweet classic or gothic?
I think my more favorite style is more classic because you can wear it as daily, or ultimate style because you can wear it daily and go to office without people are staring like. It's one of the great things. Korean is abandoned about, we are really hysterical with about the hidden camera. So our law is the phone always have to make a sound if you press the clicking button. So you can, when you pass with full Lolita, you can actually hear like clicking sound, and you go over there and, what did you take a picture? Can I still see your phone? And you can just ask for delete. But seems like other country doesn't have that. Like so sad. We need more protection. Yeah.
It usually just looks like someone's like looking at their phone.
Hey, how is it in general to wear Lolita fashion in Korea?
Okay, I've been to a lot of countries, so it's not comparing, but I will just kind of like say it like this. Korea is like, you can hear people are whispering, like, oh my god, look, that girl, look. And like, that's kind of, you can hear, if you're like OTT, over the top, like bonnet and like feathers. And if you're in Japan, and I think lots of girls are kind of like understanding what I'm saying, in your Harajuku, you're like kind of very safe because you don't get a lot of attention. But if you're passing out of the Dokyo, people are just very slightly, you can feel they're staring, but they don't whisper or say something. And if you go to China, usually people like to take a selfie with you. And yeah, I think it happens to here also, but it's more polite in Europe or Western country, I think, because they say, at least like old granny says, oh, you're going to tea party, that's so nice. Like you're saying like that. And I feel really flattered and very safe. So yeah, I think it depends on like kind of like culture, but yeah, if I wear like OTT, I don't feel really safe because one time when I going to like train station, one of the old granny was like flipping my skirt because she was so curious what is inside. I'm like, oh my god, don't do this. And I'm like, yeah, that could happen. And I think some of girls have like not that experience, but similar experience, like staring or whispering or catcalling, kind of like that. And I feel sad about that.
So hello, I have read your comic and never very moved about your story. I would like to know, so it's about the motivation. You have been the kindergarten teacher for 2 years.
Yes, I was kindergarten teacher.
At
Yes.
which point you decided to devote yourself into the Lolita fashion, and how is it? Because I think I'm also going through the same procedure as you are.
Okay. I think this person is from China, like the indie designer also. And if anyone who wants to start like Lolita fashion or your own business, I would like to ask you to check the government homepage. There's a lot of the government is actually supporting like woman business or like small business or one startup business. So I was used to be kindergarten teacher, but my hobby was making Lolita fashion and I wanted to quit anyway. So I love kids, but my other teachers were not really very nice. So I was like, I just want to start my own business. So I started, and it was lucky too. I got a government support in the first time. I got 20,000 euro in the first place, but my other team erased my name and changed her name and sent a paper, and she took all the money and she disappeared. that was the first experience when I started the Lolita fashion with my own business. But I was really sad at that time, but I figured out if I own my prize by myself, maybe I can get a next chance in next year. So I send it the paper again, and I get a chance again. So I get a government support and start their own business. So if you want to like make it more bigger and like more seed money, it's really important for starting your own business. So you can check the government support, because I know Chinese really supporting the startup business also. So fight you. Yay!
What kind of themes would you like to see more brands put out, like, that you don't think you see enough of?
Wow, that's hard. That's hard, because I think most of the themes that we can imagine is already pops out in the Lolita fashion right now. Because, like, for example, I saw the brand made the like sea coat, like something like steampunk, or like very electronic design, or we also saw several like Ragnarok or like Northern European theme also. And when I first start like Little Prince, the Galaxy theme dress, at that time there was none of like Galaxy theme at the Japanese brand, but now we have several tons of Galaxy, from Angelic Pretty or Metamorphose, like so. I don't know. I think I'm lost. Somebody help me. I'm lost. Yeah. So I think basically most of them is already comes out. So now it's how should I end? It's like basically like most of the designers already comes out. So it's how much you make more pretty, like bodice, or more detail is going to be more virus design. What kind of thing like it is more important, like, or making more. I'm mumbling really. Yeah, I'll just end it really like this. Like, yeah.
I told you today about the dress that meant a lot to me that I got from you, Little Prince. Do you often get people coming up to you to tell you that the things that you've made have really inspired them or given them hope, in particular with things like that? You know, things with a story, or things, for example, with the skeleton dress.
Yes.
Do you often get a lot of people telling you this?
And I think that's one of the big things that I can keep continuing the Lolita fashion design, and because I was starting to just make myself happy first, because I like dress, and I really bet you guys all have this experience. When you first got your first Lolita clothes, and when you saw yourself in the mirror and you figured out, oh my God, this is it. This is me, you know, like it feels complete yourself. And this is how I start my own business, because I want to make myself complete. Like, I like Lolita dress, and I figured out some of the peoples are also enjoying my dress, and that's making, like, you know, we are all connected, we are all family, like, we support each other. Like, this is really, really, really wonderful feeling, and I really like that people are wearing my dress, not just dress, not my dress, Lolita fashion. I feel like we are connecting with like soul deep inside. We know who we are. This is so wonderful feeling, and I'm sorry, but I have to say I'm so honored. I'm really honored to be here, and like we can share what we think, and we are all the people know who we are. This is so wonderful, and I'm so wonderful to be part of this group. And thank you so much.
Now that we're all a little teary. Thank you, Nunu.